Not too long after my first Hystria video, we got two pretty major changes that pretty much made the guide almost useless. First of all, violation damage has been nerfed big time, the aggro cap has been changed to 10, and the Blade of Darkness now only aggroes one mob. It took me some time to remake the guide because I wanted to see if we would get any other fix, and we kinda did. Violation did get a PvE damage increase, and an additional hit on the final chop, but the damage is still not what it used to be, and it's not that much of a buff, but it's decent. Now let's get into it. My skill rotation has barely changed. There are two main differences. First of all, I only use Blade of Darkness on one spool, and I also integrated Signs of Agony into the rotation. Yes, I'm not kidding. Now, having the blade aggro all the mobs means we are taking a lot more damage now, and back attacks are harder to do. So keeping the Calquish and Vulcan's perma-stunned really helps a lot with both surviving and the DPS. So if you haven't seen the other video, the skill rotation now is the following. I start by getting 30 shards and buffing out with Q. Then I use Shadow Ignition with Big Kick, Engulfing Shadow to stun them, Midnight Stinger for the crit buff, Scattering Shadow for the accuracy buff, Shadow Eruption for the cast speed and monster damage on the add-ons, Crow Flare and Big Kick for the evasion debuff, Absolute Darkness for the crit buff that stacks with the add-on, and the Signs of Agony to keep them stunned. And then I follow up with a good old 2 hits of Deadhand into Violation spam. Move slightly on the right and pull the Calquish with Mark of the Shadow. Then move to aggro the Vodkan. Pass this landmark here so that the Tukar Baltan will lose aggro. Then Shadow Leap to the corner and stand at the edge of this square. This will make the Vodkan come to you instead of doing the ranged attack. Pull all the mobs with Mark of the Shadow. Go on the Tukar Baltan and throw a Blade of Darkness towards him. This will keep him on his back for a quick clear speed. Now the next pull can look a bit intimidating, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy and effective. You want to aggro the Tukar and the Calquish, then move to the left and throw a Dream of Doom on this specific spot. A bit more to the left and you will miss out of mobs, and a bit more to the right and you will aggro the Tukar Baltan behind. So try to be careful with this one. Even though it might look slow, the pull works, because even if some mobs arrive a bit later, they're the weakest one and will die at the same time as the others. Go left of the Tukar Baltan so that you are in aggro range of the Calquish in the back. Then throw a Dream of Doom to pull the pack in front of you, and try to stay a bit in the back towards the wall, to get the Vodkan as close as possible. This one is pretty easy. Aggro all the mobs with Mark of the Shadow, then bring them to the Tukar Baltan. Try not to go too far in the back to de-aggro them. Now, if you want to fix pulls, you can still use Darkness Released, but remember that without the blade, all the mobs will try to follow you, so try to be fast and use Rushing Crow right after. Aggro all the mobs in the left, making sure that you are hitting the small ones to insta-pull them, then stand in this landmark so that the Calquish on the side aggros, and get in this small corner here. This one can be a bit spooky, because you don't really see much, but practice and muscle memory fixes all, and on top of that you get a nice and clean pull. Before entering the room, throw a Dream of Doom here and go to the right. For the last pull, you want to go past the first pack, pull the ones in the back with a Dream of Doom, turn around and hit the small mobs to insta-aggro them, then get a big behind the Elton and pull the Vodkan inside to avoid his ranged attack. One of the most asked questions from my last video was the requirements for grinding here. Now for me it's quite hard to test now because of my disparity between main hand and awakening AP, but I'd say that the minimum DP now to grind here comfortably is soft cap with Uragons. And for AP, as long as you pull around 1600 plus, I would say it's worth it to grind here, otherwise it's too much effort for too little reward. Remember that accuracy is super important in Hystria, so even if you don't have that high AP, but you're rocking RCE and Zarka, you'll be fine. Also, 4-foot rotation and giant draft are heavily recommended. And as a reference, right now, with 265 main hand and 270 awakening, I'm pulling around 22 to 2300 trash per hour. In the back, I'm showing my usual path to get to Hystria. My personal recommendation is to get the 3 clothes and go straight from Sangren to the NPC, but if you want to gamble with portals, you can see my route. I don't recommend getting into portals past Ibelab Oasis, since you might as well just take the teleport instead of getting back to square one. Remember to do the quest chain that starts in the node manager of Ibelab to be able to teleport in Hystria. Once you're inside, just follow the path straight ahead and that will lead you to the main rotation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and check out my Twitch channel where I stream every day.